Now, when you say
that's
death,
just my hardware.
no, when you say death, do you mean like crashing you, as in the sense of like it crashes
Yes.
you? Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. It's never done that before to me, so.
I think what happens is my headset freezes because the computer's trying to process loading the asset, and then the graphics card gets confused and loses its like double buffering frame rate thing, and then it disconnects itself for like a split second as it resets, and then Neos crashes.
Wow, information that I need to know. Um, okay. So also, I see. I don't know if Seraph is or Seraph Dude is watching, but thanks for that follow. You were here even before we started the stream, so thank you for that one.
Dedication.
I know, dedication right there. Well, until we get people coming inside of here and until they're here, I'll just sit on this log and wait patiently. Also, why is the sword in the fire?
Because I placed it there.
Okay, yeah, sure. That's completely fine.
We're just
It's
preheating
Not
it
like
for
that
you.
matters.
Now I just need to make an emissive map to put on the end of it.
On God. Here, wait. Let me give you one.
I already got you.
Oh, you already got me? Oh, well. Can I at least be cremated? Thanks.
I don't think that'll work with the robot.
Oh, yeah, you're... Wait, no, it would, because... Melt down the parts.
Yeah, you'd be a
We'll
liquid.
recycle you.
Yeah,
It'll be better for the environment.
exactly. That's how it's gonna be for most of the AI, right? Most of the AI
Made of
robots.
100% recycled next to them.
Okay.
That
That doesn't sound weird at all. We'll turn this into Game of Thrones in a matter of seconds. Just like use all these swords to build out a chair.
A bonfire lit.
I mean, we could. We could glue it together as well.
Bonfire lit. Perfect. Priestess.
Someone moved a log.
When you get a bug, you get a log.
Where are all these people?
When you get a log, then there may be bugs.
Waiting for peoples to come in.
Baguette
Yep.
bot. Can we change the picture of the bot?
Say what?
Can we change the profile picture of the bot in Discord? Is it possible?
Yeah.
Isn't it
Yeah.
already changed to a briquette?
Yeah, it's already modified. Like that picture is. I don't know who's controlling out the bot right now because I'm not the one who set up the bot. But yeah, we could
Still a
change.
turtle.
Oh, that one. Oh, yeah. I don't know if that one can actually be changed. I know that the Neos bot for the one that's inside of like the Neos channel can be changed, like the one that's like shows active sessions.
Yeah.
Didn't we
But
change the
no.
name? I think we can change that.
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
The baguette.
Fuzzy Fox says, "Heck yeah, learning about snappers would be nice for me." Absolutely. Yeah, we are going to be covering over this in today's beginner's crash course, including dynamic bones and as well equippables, which equippables are very easy. Dynamic bones are very easy. It's a little bit complicated for the snapper, but we'll go through it all, and you'll see on stream how to do it, as well as I have others here to make sure that I'm doing it completely right myself. But yeah, we'll be starting in about like we'll first talk about snappers, and then we'll go over it multiple times throughout the stream. But we'll start in on it in about like 10 minutes because I like waiting for around 10 minutes so then everyone gets inside of here. They know that the stream is up, and then we can start this beginner stream to learning about snappers, the equippables, and also dynamic bones and how to set those all up. Yes, Corey Fox is here with us. He says, sounds good. Yeah, gotta make sure there's people to teach. Yeah, to teach too. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I have no idea what to do, so and how it works. So I'm here to learn, but I should probably do even the basics first.
Oh yeah, definitely, dude. Like, the basic spaces kind of was covered over in our first one, but here's the thing that's nice about these streams, because it's live, the people who come inside of here are able to ask questions, and we can re-go over other things. So it's not specifically just to those 3 things during these streams, it's to anything that you have questions about, and we're here to help with. We just like to go over, like, those other basic ones, because then it's, like, a nice, like, thing that for sure that we can show out during like the educational portion, the educational section of it, but really for the most part it's kind of up in the air for like also showing multitudes of things during this stream, because it lasts for about like an hour and so.
Oh, cool.
Hour and 30 minutes.
Be right back.
For sure, Aegis. Do you happen to have VR, Corey?
No.
Are you
Sadly.
are you planning on getting in the further future, or?
Yes. I
Sweet.
already secured a summer job, and VR is definitely coming for me.
Nice.
I have no idea what headset to get, but I'm thinking HTC Vive, unless the specifications of my room are too small. In which case, the Rift S.
Yeah, I would just recommend getting a or not a generation 2, but like the version after the original ones, because the Vive and the original Oculus are pretty old right now. I would say that what they've improved upon for the lens technology on the Rift S is definitely substantially better.
Yeah, I meant the Rift S.
Yeah, the
You
Rift.
just need to make sure your IPD is good
Yeah,
for the headset.
yeah. If your if your IPD
Can't
is
hinge it.
yeah, you want to make sure that's proper.
Where the hell is my ruler? I have a ruler here somewhere.
Cause like when I got a Rift S, and I do like the headset, but
I've already
my
tried the
IPD
Rift
is
S,
way
it's
over what
worse.
it is.
I already tried the Rift S, so I have access to one.
Nice.
Just not at home.
Yeah. Because for me, those headsets for the Rift S is kind of like, you know, it's better than getting it than a Vive, in my opinion, because it's kind of like that's a little bit of an older headset.
The controllers are better too.
Huh?
So the controllers are better.
Yeah, the controllers are better as well. Absolutely. Much better, actually. I would actually not recommend anyone getting a Vive right now in its current state for VR. Not a single person.
Just the way
Sorry, Dean.
Oculus has
Sorry,
their
Dean.
controllers is
Not
so
me.
nice.
Not mean to hate.
compared to
If
one.
you already pre-bought it back in the time,
fair,
you bought it when it was like when it was good for it at its time.
Yeah.
I bought it in 2016 when it
Right.
was the only room scale.
Exactly.
Well,
And
yeah, I
now
kinda was,
there's.
yeah. Well, I have the option to get full body as well. You know, in the future.
Yeah, I definitely would not be able to go back after this tracking that I had. The only problem that I've had really is the base stations have been giving out on me. Like this one over behind me, it sometimes shuts off automatically. I don't know why, and I have to like unplug it and like unplug out the little box for it and then replug it back in. It's kind of like ridiculous. I could get an RMA on it, but I don't want to deal with the hassle of Valve's 3-month process of me trying to figure something out.
Try refreshing your
Do you
drivers,
plan on
because that's
those?
what I had to do with my Oculus. base
Refresh my
stations.
drivers on it.
Yeah, like delete them, reinstall them, and get them just, you know, refreshed. That's what I did with
Okay.
my Oculus one, because like every once in a while, one of my base stations for Oculus, the CV1, it would just go out and I'd be running on one base station.
You know,
But
I
if
might try that,
reinstalled
yeah.
The drivers that were good.
Pearl Prime says, but base stations don't have drivers.
They have firmware.
All I can tell you is that it fixed the problem for me.
Right, but you're on
Oh, it
Oculus,
probably means the driver for the
Yeah.
headset.
so probably different problem, my dude. Also, Mr. Squarepeg, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the Neos Twitch channel. Renari, Wide Eye has now taken a new meaning. Yeah. But they're saying, yeah, my IPD is 60. I have to jam my Vive's lens distance all the way. Feels like, yeah. Renard says also the new Quest USB I hear is pretty good. Not ideal for things, but pretty good. Actually, Renari, I would even say like getting an Oculus Quest might even be really substantial. The only thing that I don't like about the Oculus Quest is the way of like its comfort on its padding. If you are going to go the Quest route, just make sure that you're getting like a good, comfortable headset padding as well as a back headset strap. So like probably one of those deluxe audio straps for the Oculus Quest, and then just buy that link. Honestly, if you have like a little bit of extra money, I would actually recommend that more because
you can use the built-in one. They changed it with the newest build, the dev build, that you can use 2.0 cables, and it's completely fine.
Oh yeah. I know that as well, but it's better to use a 3.0 though.
Yeah, but it's
because it's a better connection.
It's a better connection, and it's fiber optic, so it won't break on you. Unless you're like...
Exactly. That's why I always recommend to have people just get a 3.0. It's not that expensive. It's like $15. So.
I mean, that's fiber optic. I mean, the link.
Oh, I'm not saying like yeah, not the Oculus Link one. I'm not saying to buy that one. I'm saying just buy a 3.0 cable. Which you can buy on Amazon pretty cheap, and that's what I used, and I was able to run at perfect 72 frame rate inside of Neos and was able to move around. Again, the quality isn't going to be as good, but it actually was better than the original Rift, so
Yeah, it's an older headset and has a bloody phone inside it.
Right, and the nice thing about it, it's completely wireless, so you can take it around wherever, you can go to any place, but then again, most people aren't really going out that much, so...
You can play Beat Saber in the park if you want. No, actually you can't, right? Can you?
I mean, no, because...
You need a room, right?
You need it somewhere that isn't blasted with infrared light, like, like that doesn't sunlight, that doesn't have
right?
Yeah. So technically speaking, do it at night. Like if I ever get a Quest,
some guy at night in the park.
I believe there was one user who took he had a laptop, a battery pack, and he put it all in a backpack, and he had I think it was a Rift S, and he was just walking around his yard with his headset and just all around the map.
Doesn't Zotac have a backpack PC for that? I think they do, which has batteries with it, and it's pretty good, but it's heavy, so.
Yeah, I feel like for outside VR tracking, it's only going to get better because we're going to be having cameras that can articulate out the detail of your environment immediately, in a millisecond, and then it's you could be in a big ass open field and just be running around in VR. Heaven says this world is looking good. Yeah, this world is made by Walf, and it is called Cosmos Canyon inside of here. And we got a few people inside of here now, so I think that we'll be ready off to start up the beginning of the stream. I just want to be sure that everyone understands and it's fully clear for them, for every user inside of here. So anyone who's talking around me or I hear a voice, I'm just gonna put you on mute. It's not anything of don't take it personally. It's just I want to be sure that it gets out clear for the video, so then people can record and they can hear it. So let me go right over here. So any questions will be at the end. Okay, yes, get that out of your system. Okay, so I'm guessing chat right now would like to probably learn how to do the snappers first, or would you like to learn about dynamic bones first, or would you like to learn about the equippables first? So I'll kind of let chat decide as to what topic I can go into first. That way, if somebody's watching right now,
getting off that spin.
Yes. If chat doesn't say anything though, we might just go with just snappers. Hey Torque, welcome. Nice to have you here. The first one was snappers, so basically you know how items can snap to an avatar. The second one would be just effortless equippable items, and the third one would be dynamic bones. So, go for that? Okay, sweet. Okay, so let me get out a example model. So I'm gonna spawn out an avatar. Oh, and Mr. Square has a quick question, so let me answer that real quick at Neosphere. I am looking at backing the Neosphere Patreon come Bay Day for the Unity SDK. How stable is the headless server and the SDK? I would say our SDK needs a lot more work with it, but it is usable, and you can import stuff through Unity using our SDK. And I would say the headless server is stable as long as the computer that you're running it off of or the server that you're running off of is stable. So that's what it depends on, because you're hosting it through your computer or through a server for the headless server, and it's consistently active.
The Unity SDK is mainly for converting existing Unity scenes for worlds.
Yeah.
If it's like regards of avatars and that, it's better to get the actual assets like the models, textures, sound files, etc. directly imported in here
Yeah.
and set up in here. So
Fuzzy was saying, I immediately could tell that was Aegis just by his body posture. Then I looked at his name. That's funny. Yeah, no problem, Mr. Square. So, Sarah says, I'd say dynamic bones, but snappers sounds neat. Okay, right after we do snappers, we'll do dynamic bones and show you guys that. But for right now, we're just going to be getting into let me spawn out an avatar first. So you can usually find avatars inside of your inventory, and this will be on your belt UI inside of Neos. So let me actually render out my UI just real fast. So you can see right down here, I can click this and then I can open up my inventory, and then in your inventory, there will be a Neos Essentials. Through Neos Essentials, I can double click on avatars, and then I can go to just the bots, and then we'll just do a normal male bot. Actually, let me do this one right here. There we go. So I got this guy right here. And let's say, let me close down my UI. And what I'm going to do is, let's say I want to attach now the sword to this character. So let's grab the item that we want to have attachable. So we're going to have this sword right here, which is an equipable. And let's bring that over there. And the tool that you'll need is your dev tooltip, and you can find your dev tooltip also inside of your inventory right here. And once you got your dev tooltip, you're just going to aim at that, grip it, open up your hand menu, hit equip. And then once your dev tooltip is equipped, you're going to aim at it, press down on your secondary, and then open up your hand menu and go through Open Inspector. Now once the inspector is opened, you're going to look where you want to attach it. So since we're wanting this sword probably to like be on the back or something like that, we're probably going to be attaching it to the spine. So let's go up the hierarchy, and this is similar to like Unity, how going up the hierarchy you would just click right there. If you want to go all the way up the hierarchy, you would click on this one, this icon. It's also not showing my lasers. I do not know why it's not showing my lasers, but that's fine.
You might have them disabled.
Oh yeah, thanks Rex. Yeah, perfect. There you go. Could you turn on the highlight? Yeah, there we go. Yeah, so this one would be going up the hierarchy, and this one would be going all the way up the hierarchy. So if I wanted to go all the way up to the root, but we don't want that for right now. We want to just be on the spine. And we're going to create a child object. And in this child object, we're going to double click to select that. And then inside of right here, we're just going to call this snap sword. Or we'll just call it snap for right now. So we have our snap right there, and then what we're going to do is inside of this, we're going to attach a component.
Gonna be in transform.
Yep, under
And
transform,
then
interaction, and then
And
snap target. Yeah.
Yep.
There we go. And then once we have the snap target, we're going to type in a snapper keyword whitelist. So you're going to want this one, not the snapper whitelist one right here. It's going to be the middle of the three for the ad. So click on this one right here. And then right there where it says null, you're just going to click in that text field, and you're going to name that whatever you like. Be sure that you name this something proper. So we're just going to call this snapper. So we have it named as snapper, and this is going to matter for us because once we actually make the actual snapper fur on that's going to be on the weapon to go onto this, if it's not named the same, then it's going to mess it up. So there we go. So and now we're going to select the sword. So I'm going to aim with my dev tooltip as well at the sword. Open it through the inspector. Let me just. There we go. Okay, open that through the inspector, and then
Make sure you go to the main root of that sword. So you got the entire hierarchy.
yep. So we're gonna click on this to go to the hierarchy of the whole sword, and then we're gonna double click on weighted sword, and then scroll all the way down so that we're at the bottom. Then we're gonna attach a component, and then we're gonna go back to transform, interaction, and then snapper. So instead of snap target, it's now going to be snapper on the item. So you want the snapper on the item that you're wanting to equip to the character, and you want the snap target to be on the bone of the character, so such as the spine, the arm, the head, wherever you would like the snapper to be attached to on the character.
You might also want to mention that when the sword is going to snap to the character, the slot that you put the snapper on will be its origin. So right here is
Let
the
me
origin
set
of
you
the
to
sword.
let me set you to broadcast through. There you go.
Okay.
Now you can talk.
So right here is the origin point of the sword model, or the sword in game. So when the snapper
Absolutely.
attaches, this is going to be where it snaps to. So if you want it to, like, say, snap to your hip on the hilt, you would want that point to be over here instead. For now, I guess on the back, having it in the middle of the sword would have it look better, and then the hilt would go up here by your shoulder.
Right, so yeah, and basically what Rue is explaining is this origin point has to be wherever it is of where you're wanting the snapper to be. So right now it would only snap to the middle. So if you're wanting to snap to, like, where he was saying, like a hilt or something like that, or like the side of your hips, then obviously you would have to move that origin point. And how, actually, let's show how we go about moving that origin point. Let's say just for...
So the way tools are usually set up in Neos, or at least a good way to set up tools, is you have the tool itself right here, and usually they're made using raw data tooltips, which is a component that allows you to equip items as if it was like, a tool like these. Oops, let me just put that on like that. Okay. Now, in this root node right here, you'll find the sword's mesh. So all that this slot is right here is the visuals for the sword. And to move the origin point, all you have to do is move the mesh, right? So if I say slide this down a little bit, and we go back to the weighted sword, you can see now that that point has moved up towards the hilt a little bit more. If you do this with your tools, you may find that they're a little off-center when you equip them. So like if I grab this now, my hand's also lower. You want to make sure that you have it all set up before you put on the snappers, and then if you do have to adjust it, say for like where you script, you can easily change that by editing how you hold the tool.
Yep, and where he's accessing this, you guys, I'm actually going to show them on the UI for how he's accessing edit mode. So let me go on to render private UI, and you guys can see if I go under session and settings, I can click on this option right here, which says edit mode, and that's going to give me these orbs and these extra edit options. So whenever I grab onto that equipable thing, I can now manually move it around and then move it around with my other hand, and that's going to save it to always be grabbable in that direction for any person's hands, as long as they have their hand set up properly.
For now,
Cool.
I'm going to move the hand back down to where it was, and we'll move the origin point back to the center. That way it's not...
Right. So we're gonna now attach this out, and how we're gonna do that is we're gonna go down to the snapper. Oh.
Real quick, let me just put this back where it was.
Okay.
I think it was there. Yeah.
Also,
that was
thank you for the raid, Bobatron. Very, very much appreciated. Got all those Frox Pogs in the chat. Frox Pog. Okay, so let me continue on. Let me continue on, and then I'll be able to answer any questions in chat or something like that. So, because I really want to show this to all of you guys. So we're gonna go down to the snapper, and then right under the snapper for your keywords, you're going to add that. So let me actually fly down there real quick so you guys can see it better on stream. Oh, there we go. So right here, under the snapper, you're going to click Add Keyword List, and then you're going to name that exactly the same. You can even grip over here where it has snapper, and you can see that the text is right there in my hand, and I can actually just drag this and place this over Keywords List, and it's going to type that out for me. It's going to be exactly the same. And then once I do that, I can just grip this and place this right here.
We're going to need to set up the colliders for the snapper real quick.
Oh, right. The collisions.
Yeah.
So that one would be on the snap target, right?
Yes. So currently, I guess we should go over positioning. Now, this point that you see on the avatar, that's where the sword's going to try to snap to. Some avatars, when they're imported from Blender and stuff, they come in at weird scales. This avatar, which you're probably going to run into this issue, is it was imported and it's small. So in turn, the point that we made is also small because it inherits the scale.
Of course.
Usually, you just try to get the avatar at a 1:1 scale, but some people already have stuff set up. If so, you can just increase the size of this.
Oh, okay, I see.
Yep.
So you're just manually scaling this up. So basically, you would select out the one that has the snap target on it. So you're taking the snap, and since we made a child of it, and the child was just a point, we're now stretching that point out to where it's having this collision now, and now it's going to be having a lot bigger of a radius at which is going to have the target of the weapon snap too. So now
I'm going to try to snap that on there. There we go. Okay,
cool.
So the snapper will inherit, or the sword will inherit the snap target's rotation and scale.
Yes.
So for this one, we are going to rotate the snapper so that it looks right on the avatar.
Yeah, so remember everyone, yeah, the sword was going brr. Remember everyone that he's moving the snap target and not the snapper. Because you're basically not wanting to move the sword, you're wanting to move the snap target for it to be able to snap in that position every single time. So now when he takes, or can you take off the sword real quick? And now when the sword is taken off, you can place it back on. And then voila, there you go. You can also, if let's say for example, you have this snapper set up and placed on there. So could you place it back on there, Rue?
Yep.
If you are inside of the avatar and you go to the grabbable set onto your sword, you can actually go to active user filter, and where this is disabled, you can set this as active user when present. And what this will allow is, if you're wearing the avatar, no other user will be able to take off the sword except yourself, but other people can still interact with it. So this is like a way to make it so then people won't take items that are snappable to be movable off of you unless you take them off yourself and hand it to them. So if ever you want to do that, you would just go to the grabbable of the item object, set to grabbable, and then have it on active users, and then just set that's normally to disabled. You're just going to set that to active users when present. And that's kind of shows out how to do a snapper system. So yeah. Oh, and Torky says, I enjoyed your old broadcast. Oh, I'm glad. I'm glad you enjoyed them. Also, thank you, Baja, for the follow. I said
One
it like
more
that.
thing
It's
about
like,
the snappers. So if you have trouble reaching the snapper while you're in the avatar, so like if I get in here and I take the sword and I try to put on my back. So I think it went on there, right? Yeah.
Yep.
If you have trouble actually hitting that little spot for the sword, you can increase the size of the collider for the snapper so that it's easier to put the sword back there. So for instance, like I could even set it up to where if I let go of it, it will just snap back onto me because the collider is so large.
exactly.
We can go over how to change that.
And that's what is so nice, I feel, about Neos is like we can adjust these values real time here inside of VR, and we can make these things so that it fits perfectly for your character in the way that how it's supposed to feel for your VR avatar.
Let's see here. Okay, so the maximum snap distance right here, you can actually just say increase that to 0.5.
So wait,
now-
you're changing things, and I'm not able to see it, and the stream isn't able to see it. So what did you just change?
Sorry. The maximum snap distance, that was at 0.1, I changed it to 0.5. So to see the
Right.
difference,
So
that's 0.5 and that's 0.1. So
right,
that
so
box
that's
right
going to be
there,
very small, right?
if the sword's origin hits that box, it'll be able to snap. So if you want it to be easier, just make that number bigger.
Dink. Yep. Very, very easy to pull on and off. Awesome. Heaven says, does it work the same way with object uploaded with the avatar?
Those actually do use snappers in the same way. So let me get out some assets that I actually imported that are set on snappables. This might be kind of big. Okay, let me make this smaller. Okay, so this right here is just saved directly after import. These items, when you import them, it'll ask you, do you want to set it up with snappers? If you say yes, it'll spawn on a red plate. And then those items, see how I take this off and I can let go and it's floating in the air. But if I bring it back to its position, you'll see it snap in there. I can even rotate it and it'll snap back. So like, if you want to just save things that you have imported without,
right, but this is something different rather than the avatar. I would never recommend using the snappable sort of thing. They're asking specifically for avatars. For the avatars, I would say import the objects separately and have the character that's rigged up. Don't have the item like attached to the avatar. Have it import the character with just the rig only, and then start importing the items and objects that you would have on the character to be the equipable stuff and be separate from the model. That's what I would recommend. And then do it in the same way that we're doing it right here. And you can have snappers, or the third thing that we're going to be showing is going to be the effortless equippables, which that is much easier. All you're having to do is just place the item on a device and it scans it, and then you can place it on any bone or anywhere on your character and it just sticks there, kind of like glue. Now what we're going to do is, though, we're going to be teaching about dynamic bones because somebody wanted to like learn about that. So let me go through that process now. We'll also come back to this stuff if you guys have more questions about snappers and more questions about these sorts of things, because, you know, I kind of want to reiterate multiple times for if people want to see, or if they come inside if you're too late. Yeah, if you do it as the snapper one, that's going to be multiple parts and multiple pieces. Okay, so let me exit out of here. We're not going to talk about this yet.
I know, I'll just have it here for later.
Okay, cool. Okay, so let's say, for example, we have a character that has bones. Now, if this was for, you were trying to set it up for, like, let's say an avatar, like, let's say your avatar had, like, I don't know, elf ears or tails or whatever that you would want to have for dynamic bones. You're going to be selecting the model with your dev tooltip again. You're going to open it through the inspector, and you're going to try to find the bone armature. So whichever bone armature that you would want to make like wiggly. Right now I have kind of like this plant and it's completely stiff. It's not wiggling, it's not doing anything, it's just a model. But if I go under the armature, I can double click on this. I can go to attach component, physics, dynamic bones, dynamic bone chain. And then I can set it as also, if I wanted to, I can set the dynamic bone as is grabbable. And, you know, that's kind of fun because then people can actually interact with move it. Sometimes you don't want that though. But if you do, you just check mark is grabbable and then keep scrolling down. And then you're only going to set up from children from rig only. And the reason why you want to use rig only is that way it doesn't do the actual base model. It's only doing the bones. So we're going to do always set up from children rig only. And then once we have that, we now have 7 bones on that area of the model. And if we wanted to as well, we can change all of the values here from the dynamic bone chain. So like, let's say if we wanted to change inertia force, dampening, elasticity, and stiffness, we can change all of these values and the numbers in the same way as we would inside of something like Unity. So we'll see which one that it's starting to move. So you can see it's this one. Let me deselect that so you guys can see it better on stream. So you can see that's how easy it is to add inside of here. And once you got inside there, now we can like change it. So let's try to make like elasticity like really fast. So you can see it's really boingy now. And we're changing these like values real time. So I can make them really low too. And it can be like very slow. But yeah, and obviously you guys would kind of like mess with these values until you found your perfect number, and then start setting them up on the rest of them, and then do the same thing. Just go to armature, attach component, physics, dynamic bones, dynamic bone chain.
And the dynamic bone chain, when it's added to a slot, it will affect all of the children's slots under it for the armature. So if you put a dynamic bone component on the root of the avatar, it will make every single bone in the entire avatar bendy. So make sure it's at like the point where you want it to start bending. So like if it's a tail, at the tail base, or if it's at the ear, you want to do like the base of the ear. That way, whenever you do add the bones, it's not gonna, affect the whole head or the whole body.
Absolutely. Yes, and you can also, if you want to, you can also make other inspector panels and duplicate them. So like, let's say if I want to like duplicate this out, or maybe I wasn't. There we go. Let's say if I want to duplicate that out, I can actually grab and pull the values over from the one that's like right here and like move those values, grip them out, and then place them over right here. So you can like grip and grab your different number values and place them over, so then all the dynamic bones perform the same way if they're symmetrical.
One thing that might be easier to do than like say duplicating the inspector, because it's going to duplicate all the components, is to grab the slot. So you like the armature 3, and then you just click in the air with your trigger, and it will make another inspector for it.
So what you did was grip secondary, right? Or grip and trigger. I'm sorry, grip trigger.
There you go.
Cool. So that's how you can get out each area of it and make another inspector for us. So grip, trigger. Awesome. Cool. Even I just learned that right now. Thank you.
Yeah. It'll also select the other object you like opened up.
I didn't know that as well, Renari, but good thing that's on stream now. That now everybody knows it.
Another good reason for this is because it will show you both objects you're selecting with 2 gizmos. So if you have the root object selected, right, you can see the root, and if you say take the armature and open up an inspector for it, you can see where the armature is in comparison to the root. So if you're trying to like offset things, it makes it a lot easier because you can see where you started from and you can see where you're at.
Perfect. Yes, that saves me a lot of hassle as well, Renari. Cool. Thank you for that, Ru. So that kind of like covers over our little section for dynamic bones. Did anyone have any extra questions about that? Let me read. Fuzzy says, now, question, is it more performance intensive to use multiple dynamic bones components or a single one? I would say that it's really not intensive at all. Like, I wouldn't say that you would have to worry about dynamic bones in EOS. Like, there's so many more things that would cause performance problems than dynamic bones. You can have literally tens of thousands of dynamic bones and it's still optimal. So
technically it'll cause a little bit more lag than having one.
A little. But it's not anywhere in the realm that you have to worry about it, in my opinion.
Plus, it would also add a kind of offset problem because it's now trying to like wiggle 2 bases from one thing. So instead of it being like this one having its own section, it'll be kind of like they're together. It'll just act a little bit weirder than if it would had single ones on each armature section.
Yeah, the reason why the dynamic bones like free, it's more of like your actual frame rate. It's not the dynamic bones that are causing the frame rate loss, though. Just so that everyone knows. Also, Pyro, thank you so much for the follow as well. Very much appreciate it.
The thing with the FPS and the dynamic bones is that the dynamic bones have like an animation between frames, and the less frames you have, the less animation tweens it has, so then it looks like it's jumpy because it can't interpolate as fast.
Yeah. See, here's the thing is, the dynamic bones that are in VRC are completely different than the dynamic bones that we have inside of here. This is our own base code, and this is something that's proprietary to Neos as well, and it's free and open. Inside for that, you have to be using a Unity plugin, which costs $20. You don't even have to buy that Unity plugin. It's all here inside of Neos by default, and it's a lot more optimized.
You can also interact with them.
Yeah, and you can grab them and interact with them. So the dynamic bones inside of here are different than the dynamic bones from VRC, just so that everyone knows that as well. These are different. This is proprietary to Neos. Renard Kun says, so many people with flappy ears in laggy worlds. Yeah, but that's not the problem. Dynamic bones are definitely not the thing that's causing lag in those worlds. I would say the thing that causes the most lag is connections between people. Because if you're
materials.
Yeah, that and materials do cause up a lot as well. Okay, so we're going to be going over now the next thing, which is going to be the just effortless equippables, which is so much easier to do because all you have to do is you don't even have to have a dev tooltip, you don't have to have anything, you just have to import your object and bring it inside of Neos and have it snappable. So I'm actually going to even go through the process so that it's a little bit easier for this, since this is a beginner's crash course, to show my belt UI for my file browser, and then just import an object and have that be snappable. So let's see here. Let me render out my private UI. So there we go. And where I'm going to go to find this, I'm going to go on my belt UI, tools, file browser. And let's say I want to import this star model, right? So star OBJ, we're just going to go 3D model, regular, auto humanoid height, import now. And we just got like a drawing of a star that's on my computer for some reason. And let's say I want to take this object now that I've imported and set it up. So this is a effortless equippable tool where we can set it to either be none. If we have it set to none, it's basically going to be setting it up. Oh, also, let me hide my UI again. There we go. It's going to be setting it up so then... Do you have a YouTube channel, Torquias? Yeah, yes, we do have a YouTube channel for Neos VR. It's for, I believe it's Froxy's channel though. Yeah, this is a Turk's version. It's a little bit better in my opinion because it actually makes the collider attach to the model. So every single time you're going to be able to have it attached. If you have it set to none, it's going to be able to be equipable anywhere on the body. So let's just do that for right now. We'll actually set it to be, instead of a sphere, we'll set it to just be a box. And then we'll place that right on there. And then we'll hit create. And once it's been hit create, I believe I just pick it up and it gets rid of the box. You can also see it leaves on there the area at which is going to be able to equip, because it's going off the reference for where the box is at, and I can just like let it go, and now it's stuck on my arm. And I can stick this anywhere now as well. I can stick this even on my head. At least if I have it set to none. And this, the one that Turk actually built out, we're going to be replacing the current one. This one is going to be kind of like a version 3 of the effortless equippables tool. We're just going to make a model though for it first, and have that then be put into the essentials, so then people can have this version and just the Neos essentials. But let's say I don't want to be just like randomly attachable to anywhere on my body. I can also, you know, get rid of that one. Let's try to make another new equipable. Let's actually set this one as the equipable, this dynamic bone crazy plant thing that we got here. But we'll make this one equipable on, let's say, we'll just do the head. So I'll set it to the head bone. There we go. And now it's set to head. And then I'm going to do a box collider. We're going to place it over where it would go on the box collider, and then we're going to hit create. And now that's been created, we can just grab it. It's going to get rid of the box again, and then I can now place it on my head. I thought Frox was creating a native one. That one is completely different, Probable Prime. This one is an effortless equipable tool. The thing that he's making is he's planning on making a system that makes it so then snappers are a lot more streamlined. So just as how easy it is to make out like a snapper for something like this, basically it's going to be an item that will be a snapper for any avatar. So let's say the snapper goes on your back. It will always equip on the person's. It's basically in the same way that equippables have worked out for the gripping system and how they easily equip out. It's basically snapper equippables are going to be just as easy. So that's what really the new system that Frox is planning out, if that makes sense. So this one is something that's different though. This one is just to create effortless equipable items that can be stuck anywhere on the bones. So yeah.
Quite fashionable.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, that kind of goes over a little bit of what I had to like show over here on the stream. if you guys also have any questions of like some more stuff that you would like to see on here, you know, please let me know and I'll hopefully be able to show you inside here. I'm planning on also for the week after, like once we have our next beginners crash course, I'm planning on going over a little bit of basics of logics. So it's going to be a little bit about logics, just how to do stuff such as like browsing through it and setting up something through logics, and just a little bit of few tutorials. I'm still practicing a little bit more with it and I'm getting a little bit better at it, and then I'll be able to show that on stream as well, because people were requesting for that. So I definitely do want to be able to have some that I can show out to you guys, and then you can learn from it as well and improve upon it as well, and we can all learn together.
Yep.
I guess. Fuzzy says you should have Pearl Prime join you on that stream. Yeah, if Pearl Prime wants to join me, for sure.
Ooh.
Or if he has time. He might be busy. But then again, he's here with us in stream. I don't know if he's at work or not. he might be in his office just going like, oh, I'm watching stream. Oh, see, well, there you go. So, confirmed Pearl Prime will be there during the next stream. Heaven says, fixing problem with avatar like arms too short, lean forward, etc. I wouldn't be sure how to fix that one. Actually, like, I do, but the thing that was given to me about fixing short arms the last time when Frock showed me, it was horrible. Like, it made the arms look stretched, and it made them not look normal anymore, and it made them not look good. So I wouldn't be sure about going about having to fix arms being too short on them all, except, you know,
most of the time, what you're going to want to do is make sure that the avatar's arms are proportional to your real life arms, if it's something you're going to be using a lot.
Exactly.
There's a component to fix arm length. I believe Veer had used it once, but I'm not sure about that. The best thing to do, though, is just make sure the arm's actual length is proportional to your real life arms.
Yeah, like for the example, when these characters got modeled out, these are basically accurate proportion-wise to an average human body. So, at least for the arm length.
You might be able to use the height compensation a little bit with that kind of stuff because it scales the avatar a bit. But I'm not sure if it'll help the arms.
I would just say I wouldn't recommend stretching out the arms and then like doing that, because the system that Frox had in place where you would move it, it would basically make them look like spaghetti arms, and they would look really ugly. So I would just kind of wait on that until there's a better system to do that. Otherwise, it would have to be, you know, modified in Blender. Heaven says, because it's the only problem I have with my avatar, where my arms are too short, my avatar leans forward, etc. You know, it might actually still be fixable, because it might be a different problem that I'm thinking of just the arms. It might even be where your view position is. So that might be another problem, because I don't understand why it's like leaning forward per se, but I would have to see the avatar inside of here, obviously, and then see if it can be fixed out. Because it definitely might be possible to be fixed inside of here too. But I wouldn't be sure exactly for like how to show how to do that, because I don't even have an example model of being able to show that. Primal says the entire organization is WFH right now, so my office is my home office. Nice. Sounds good. Hi Wumbo says, can you set up snappers to the environment?
Exactly the same way we set up on the avatar. You just make an empty object that has a snapper to the world. So if I go to open...
right, because you're setting, basically you're setting a snap target on whatever you want. So you can set it up on an avatar, or you can set it up on, any environment. Also, hello,
transform, interaction, snap target.
Here, let me put I'm gonna put the view on you right now, Ru.
Okay.
So you can just show them. it's kind of good to also say what you're clicking on too, but
So I scaled the cube, and to have it not get affected by the snapper, like I want it to actually be a small cube, I gave it a parent. The
Thank you,
parent
Maura, for the
scale
host.
is 1, 1, 1, and I can make the box small. So we'll make it like a 0.1 little box. And I'm just dragging the numbers over onto the field. So like the 0, I can just drag it over to the 1, and it makes it easy to set a whole bunch of different values. Okay. So on the parent, I'm going to go to components, transform, interaction, and snapper. For these keywords, I'm just going to be really lazy about it and add like snapper A.
yep, and make sure to let them know that it is just keyword.
Yep.
Keyword
keywords.
list, not snapper whitelist. It's just keyword.
I'm not going to need to add one to this one. There we go. And then we drop the A in there. Okay.
Para
so
says,
now,
I got a question off topic, but if I made a model in ZBrush and bring it in, am I able to rig it within itself in Neos? No, you cannot rig inside of Neos yet.
Yet
Okay.
is a key term.
Yeah, yet.
So I'm just going to make it so this cube is grabbable. That way I can move it around. Okay, so I have a cube. It's got a snapper. If I place it there, it snaps. And you can see that when it does snap, it gets parented onto that object. So if this cube goes anywhere near that little area, it'll snap into place.
Yep, perfect. So yeah, you can definitely very easily attach that out to objects as well. So hopefully that answers your question, dude. Thank you for that, Rip.
No problem.
And no problem, Pyro. Glad I answered your question as well. Eventually, we are planning on having some rigging tools that will be inside of Neos, but that's a little bit of a farther date. It's very low priority right now. There's much higher things that take that priority, such as like the physics and us getting out this facet system and a whole bunch of other things for this year. I would think that would probably be like a 2021 sort of thing that we would have in here, because it's really like easier to just set up your rig inside through Blender as of right now. No, I'm having to manually do that, so I was manually doing it. Yes, I know, I have to control the camera. I can also spin it too. Whee!
Spin.
So, Probable Prime was talking about how he says that in most cases you want, if it's just going to be two objects that snap to each other and nothing more than just those two objects, it would be better to set the slots itself, which is going to be that it's not the keywords, but it's actually going to be the whitelist stuff. And when you add those to the objects, so on the snapper you can set snap target whitelist, and it asks for something here. Now you notice if I click there, I can't type. That's because what it wants is not text.
Thank you so
It wants...
very much, Heaven, for the 10 gifted subs. Thank you for that. Very kind of you.
Thank you. And then also the snap target. If I want to put it in there, I have to grab the snap target from here and place it in this whitelist, and you'll see that it shows that it's on that specific object. I also have to grab the snapper and put it in the snapper whitelist on the other object. So if I don't have this keyword in, there we go, it should still snap in there. It will only be bound to these two objects, I believe. So let me see if it works. If I duplicate it, so that one works, and this one doesn't, because it's technically a different object with a different ID. So if you have the keyword set, you can duplicate an object. It'll always snap to that, even if it's, you know, duplicate. But if not, then it won't. So different cases for different uses.
Nice.
We delete these. There we go.
And now we
Oh,
got
wow.
all the gifted subs following us around. Yes, thank you again for that, Heaven. Very, very kind of you. So, if anyone has any more questions, we kind of already covered out how to do now snappers for items, how to do the effortless Equippables, and also how to set up dynamic bones here inside of Neos. And these are all amazing features and components that don't require any logics at all. They just require you using Neos. Ooh. Yeah, you guys can also mess around with chat commands as well, since we're kind of like at the end of the tutorial session part of it, because we're already, I think, an hour in. Let's see what time it is right now. Yeah, we're at 55 minutes, so not too bad. But yeah, you guys can. This is kind of like the last like 30 minutes of the stream. We kind of like answer any questions here for you guys to make sure that you know.
I guess one of the cool things we could explain a little bit more is the like adjustments for certain weapons and tools if they're like offset. Let me see. I'll just grab the this little gun here. Okay.
You mean keep showing that? So let me show them that real quick. Let me show them on my viewpoint. So I'll actually reopen up my UI for any new people that are seeing this. This is how you would go about readjusting out tools and different objects. So I'm going to go to Session, Settings, and then under here you'll see there's Edit Mode. I'm going to click on Edit Mode. It's going to give me the spheres around my hand as well as the lasers that will be consistently on. I can grab this.
Those spheres represent like the grab area of your character as well. It's something that pops up when you're making your avatar.
Yep, so let's say I want to have this to be now right about here. So then it's like I'm gripping the object a little bit better right there. And I can also grab this. Now let's say if this object was like this, and I had it like that, if I grip it now every single time it's going to equip like that.
I can show if you like.
But
yeah.
I can move it like this. Wait, well, yeah, I know, I'm just showing them as an example.
I was gonna grab so you could see it without the UI in the way.
Oh, what UI?
The glowing hands.
Oh, yeah, no, it's fine. Because I want to show that other people could just do it like on their own. Just like, you know, it's very easy. And then once you have it all set out, you're just going to go back to your session, go out of edit mode, and then grip onto the item and save the item out. And this is how it's going to equip for any tools that you're making out inside of Neos or anything that's going to be equipable. That's how you would change out the ways that they would be equipped.
It'll edit for everyone else holding it as well too. That way you can set up just, you know, the way an item is gripped if you want it gripped a certain way. I believe in the future, I think Freaks was talking about adding like the ability to edit like the way the hand wraps around it too.
Yeah, all the individual fingers and such.
Yeah. So Pyros says, thank you, I was trying to work that out earlier. Oh, good.
It's definitely a lot easier than having to like manually do it with the inspector tip and stuff.
Oh yeah, definitely. We got Twitch chat here.
Good example as well of snappers too is magazines for weapons or ammunition. Or like a bow and arrow. Or you put an arrow in the bow.
That's how you know that chat loves you, Rue. They were very thankful that you helped them out. As am I. I'm very thankful that you helped during the stream as well. Thank you for that, dude.
No problem. Always here to help.
Now I can enjoy croissants because of heaven. Aw, love you as well, Heaven.
I like how you have an entire bush on your head.
What if we flipped gravity here? Yeah, don't do that, because it's not going to work. Pyro says, I was messing around with the streaming earlier. It's cool that you can vlog with Neos. Yeah, you can. I can actually... Yeah, where's the camera at? Here, wait, let me show camera, and I can actually like, grab onto it now and like move it around.
You really love me. Oh no! Oh, that scared me. Hello. Oh,
pizza.
Oh no.
Oh wait, no, that's a croissant. I got the pizza and
You
croissant.
have
I got pizza croissant. My favorite things: a buttery croissant and a baguette and croissants. Pizza.
Oh, oh,
And a big
that's a
head.
big pizza now.
Ah.
They like to speak.
Pour more.
You know what's cool is that the pizza and the croissant and all that stuff that's actually made using like the effortless equipable system and that
Yep.
that deal.
Yep, so that
Including
actually
the top.
matches. Actually, during the, since this is a stream about Equippables and snappers, we might as well just spawn out a bunch of. Mwah! Love you guys too. So let me go to my Neos Essentials real quick. Under Neos Essentials, you'll see we
They
also
like to speak.
really,
They're showing their love for you.
yeah. You'll see it right here under Equippables. We have a whole bunch of different default equipable items. Here, let me get this one. This is one of my favorite ones that was made out by Gearbell. Even makes like a nice pop sound. You can pop it on there. It sparkles. And what's nice about this is this also means that you guys can also, once you make these equipable type stuff, you can actually give them logics and actually make them like come to life and have them do stuff like when you do a function such as like pressing on trigger and it activates the magic. The magic of logics. Yes, I'm a unicorn now.
They like to speak.
Oh,
I'm a unicorn. Deal with it. Sparkle unicorn necks. Ah! And then we also got one of my favorite equippables you always have to have.
Cone.
The cone head. All these wonderful equippables. The stash. See, imagine seeing a guy
They like to
like
speak.
imagine seeing a guy going down a highway looking like this. With just a giant mustache and a cone on his head.
Y'all might want to use the new one.
Where, I don't know where it is.
Let me get it for you.
Into it. Oh wait, there's one over here.
Sorry if the sickness
Yeah,
induced
it's in the
motion
public folders for
motion
trackers.
blur.
Yeah, see that?
So to set this up, by the way, Soul, all you got to do is place this here
After the pyramid
click
headed
the type of
silent hill, the
collider you
cone
want,
head. Oh no.
and where you want to place it.
Oh, thanks for the coffee.
And when you click create, which I
Thank you,
guess
senor.
whoever wants to click it. There you go. It'll flash showing that it's done. And now, if you have this box anywhere on your hips, it'll stick.
Should have been set to none.
Delicious.
Here, I got an idea. We'll just there you go.
Yep, Soul did get a cute avatar. Heaven likes your character, Soul. It is looking very good. Thumbs up. Hello. Loving it. Vice says, does Mora not have permissions? Yeah, everyone's a spectator inside of the world. Here, wait. Let me set everyone to builder. Everybody can be builder now. I don't mind. There you go, Mora.
Oh no. Oh no.
Oh.
Okay. Thank goodness it wasn't the whole gravity. I just like fly in his face.
They like to
Oh no, not again. Ah! Oh,
Nice.
oh Jesus. Okay, I'm back. Hello. I survived.
You love me.
Oh, thank you.
You really love me.
So I said I gave them pizza and they look so sad gripping at it fruitlessly. Yeah. Fair enough. The heck? Nice head box. A good use of Equippables. Oh, thank you. Do I look good now? Is this the face that I always should have had? Oh my gosh, Fuzzy. No. Just no. I'm not even gonna repeat that.
Oh no.
Shut it.
Oh no.
Let's get this top hat real quick. We'll be a little bit more refined.
Cone. The cone and heifer.
And the
I'm
tie,
gonna
of
pull out
course.
one of these. This is a good showcase for different ways you can use snappers. Like Aegis was saying earlier, you can use them to make like clips for weapons. So, got an ammo clip, got a gun, just gonna boop, and it snaps right in.
Oh yeah. Actually, yeah. Show that real quick.
Snap.
Yeah, snapper right there.
You can see whenever I take it out, the lights go off. When I put it in, lights go back on. And if I shoot it long enough, you'll see that the ammo starts going down, and the clip starts turning red. And I'm out of ammo.
They like to spin.
Their timing is perfect.
Spinning reloaded the gun.
I know.
All
Their
you
timing
have
is
to do is
perfect.
like flick it. And just pop it right back in. And I got more ammo. So you can
Spin him while he shoots.
Yes. Wait. Yes. Yeah. Chad. Wait. No. It's gonna take some time before it like just starts shooting when you start spinning, because it takes some time for it to like go on their
Oh.
side.
Oh, oh, oh,
Oh.
oh.
I guess there is a timer.
Someone
on it.
tried.
Oh.
Oh. Almost.
They like
Oh.
to spin.
Why did that one go slow? As you were shooting, it was like,
It's on. I think it's on random speeds.
really? Oh. Is that one
Is
of the
it?
other ones? No, I
This
don't
is
think
what
so.
tunnel vision feels like.
Could I get like an infinite speed?
Heaven says,
spin?
does the HUD of the game mods Ruse developing is an equipable object? Question mark.
Technically no. The way we have it set up so that it's performant is it's one HUD that's kind of being like superpositioned by being placed locally by each person's computer. So your computer's doing the process to position.
Oh my gosh.
I had to fly all the way back over here. But no, it's using logics to locally position it on your HUD. That way you can see it at all times. And then it's also updating locally. So even though everyone sees the same object, it shows different numbers.
Right.
However, there is something that is parented to people when they go in there, and that is... I just need to get my tool out for it. This little deal. Oh, I can't spawn tools.
Oh, here, wait. Let me help you with that one. There you go.
Thank you.
No problem.
Okay, here we go. So this little deal right here will... I
They like
made
to
this little tip to give
spin.
people backpacks. So let me just click on myself, and then I can put that away.
Right. So basically, what Rue is showing is kind of like a very easy, basically way of like making a backpack. So you can actually throw an item over your shoulder, and then you can have that for later, and you can like pull it out and have that, which is quite awesome.
It's also got a hip slot, so you can like
Yeah,
say
wait,
if you
try
wanna
to
have
pull it out of your
something-
hip again. See? Plus, I love the sound effect for it too. The sound sounds really nice. I know, right? You can imagine that this could be really good for like a game world where you're trying to collect items, and then you can just like put them all inside there.
Yeah.
Did I bonk you? No, you don't have a bonk.
As well, if you have an item already in there, right? And let's say I have this second gun that I'm holding, and I try to put it in there. Oh, I try to put it in there as well. It'll automatically swap it. So you can just quick swap weapons by putting your hand back there and like grabbing it out.
It's so cool. I love it. It's such a good idea. Great job, Brew. He's been making awesome stuff.
I tried.
Okay, so let me get this together. We're actually going to be ending off the stream for everyone, so we're going to probably only be like about 5 more minutes. So if there's any like final questions in the chat, please ask them now. And if not, we're going to be ending off the stream now. But I want to thank you, big thank you to Heaven for giving out all those gifted subs today, as well as thank you for everyone else who's followed today. Very appreciative of that, and we're just trying to grow out Neos to bonk everyone, obviously. And then once we finish our master plan of bonking everyone, then we're going to have an amazing metaverse that can be filled with a bunch of creative tools and creative people, and having those worlds be connected. And again, if you ever need help, we always have a Discord server that constantly has people always there to help with anything Neos related, as well. If you are enjoying Neos, please give us a review on Steam. And if you are watching this right now and still haven't followed yet, please follow for us, because right when we reach 1,000 followers, we're going to be having a big celebration, and we're going to be giving out free merch and all that fun stuff. So be sure to let your friends also know about Neos if you know that they have VR as well. Or even if they have desktop, they can still join in to see what it's all about. Okay. But yeah, if there's not going to be any more questions, yes, it was absolutely a pleasure, Heaven. Absolutely a pleasure to show you guys all this stuff. I really enjoy doing these kind of like help streams where it's focused on just beginner basic sort of stuff, because I feel like during the Friday streams, we don't actually oh, now I'm back in my other character. I feel like during the Friday streams, it's kind of difficult to for the whole thing. But yeah, much love to all of you guys. Have an awesome day. Stay safe. Drink lots of water, and have a great Wednesday. See you, everyone. Love you all. Bye bye.